Scotland left it late with that Andy Robertson header against Poland, and we are leaving it late here on Fog Football for the player ratings. Welcome back, guys, to the channel. I'm leaving it a little bit late, but I cannot forget about this performance. I cannot not make this video because I thought it was a fantastic display from us. A good result in the end, which unfortunately has been a little bit glossed over because Portugal didn't do their job. They didn't help us out, but come on, we went to Poland. We got a 2-1 win, and in reality, we could have scored 5 or 6 goals. And it's not often you can say that about a Scotland team, especially a Scotland team that, let's be honest, for almost 2 years now, has underperformed. So, yeah, I think there's been signs in the Nations League that things are getting better. And the last international break, these 2 games, I think we've proven that. We showed against Croatia, despite not being at our best, nowhere near our best, we were still good enough to get the win. And then we showed when we do play somewhere near our best, we are capable of scoring goals. And like I said, we should have got a lot more goals. We got 2, but in all honesty, we should have got 3, 4, 5. But it is what it is. We got the win. That's what's really important. We finished 3rd in the group. Unfortunately, it's not 2nd. I wanted us to obviously be top 2, but we needed Portugal to just do us a favour, beat Croatia, and that unfortunately didn't happen. But it is 3 games unbeaten to end the Nations League, so hopefully we can continue that momentum, win whatever team we get in the playoffs, stay as a Group A team, and then we'll take the World Cup qualifiers when they come around. But yeah, look, it's been, 26 years since we qualified for a World Cup. I think it's about time we put that right. And I truly believe with this squad of players and Steve Clarke, we can do that. But anyway, let's get into the player ratings. And we're going to start with Craig Gordon. Controversial, but I'm going to say it anyway, and people will laugh. For me, he is the greatest goalkeeper that I've ever seen play for Scotland. Now, I'm not going to really include Andy Gorham in there because I was a young boy when Gorham was playing. But if we're taking it from like the 2000s onwards, to me, he's the best out of the trio of keepers. They always talk about the trio, the great trio that Scotland had: Marshall, Gordon, McGregor. I think Gordon is better than the other 2 for sure. And I look at who else has played in nets for Scotland. I mean, he's better than Gunn. He's better than Alexander, who was in there in the early 2000s. So, look, for me, Craig Gordon, he is the best. He's even better than Antti Niemi, who could never get a cap for Scotland for some reason. But yeah, for me, Craig Gordon, best goalkeeper I've seen play for Scotland, at least in my lifetime, or at least the time that I've spent watching football. So I'm going to give him an 8. Thought he was really good, made some good stops with his feet, made some good saves, tipped some shots over the bar, positioning was good, done his job, conceded a goal, but I mean, let's be honest, that was a thunder strike, man. He wasn't going to stop that. And I've seen people say that he should, man. I've seen people say that he was at fault, and I don't know if they're taking the piss, trying to wind me up, which probably could happen, to be fair, but he wasn't to blame for that. Nobody was saving that. I mean, you could duplicate Gordon 10 times, and I don't think anybody's saving that. It was a great goal from Poland, so fair play to them. Right, up next, we've got Anthony Ralston. I'm going to give Ralston a 6. Decent for Ralston. I mean, I'm never going to be happy, and I'm going to be honest, I don't think anybody really wants Ralston as our starting right back. It's just not a guy that fills you with confidence. I believe that we have better, whether it be Patterson, whether it be Hickey goes back to playing right back. I believe there has to be better options than Anthony Ralston. However, he's not that bad, he's done a decent job. That game at the Euros, he's going to get a lot of shit for it, but I mean, was he really that bad at the Euros, other than the goal he cost us against Hungary? I think it was Hungary. Was it Hungary? Aye, I'm assuming it was Hungary. Cannot remember. I've tried to block that out of the system, but I mean, is he really that bad? Apart from that, no, it was Switzerland. Yeah, it was Shaqiri. Is he really that bad? I don't think so. Again, he's not the best, but he's not that. He's solid, alright? It is what it is. He's solid, and you could argue that maybe we should be looking for better than solid. But if we have a good team, then a couple of solid players, in the starting 11 isn't a big worry. And for me, I think Ralston's alright. I'm not a massive fan, but I don't think he's that bad. And I thought he'd done okay in this game. Right, Big John Souttar. I mean, what can we say about the guy? He is the best centre-back that Scotland have. I would argue when he's fit, and he's on form. He's the best centre-back in Scotland, period. I've got a lot of praise for John Souttar. Love the big man. Wish he was still at Hearts, but unfortunately that's not the case. Was really good for Scotland the other night there. Solid at the back. And then I've seen Souttar, man. His passing ability is great, and the pass that he plays for Robertson, man, the cross, the way he swerves it in, the pinpoint accuracy to find Robertson, you would not think that's a centre-back delivering that cross in, man. You would think that is, you'd think that's a world-class midfielder delivering that cross in. It's John Souttar. Bang, plants it on Robertson's head, and he was solid over. I'm going to give Souttar a 9 for that. I mean, I'll give him an 8 for the defensive masterclass, and then I'll give him a 9 I gave him the extra point for that cross, because it was solid as fuck. It was solid. It was better than solid, man. It was fantastic. Right, Grant Hanley. Similar to Ralston, he's not that good, but I don't think he's that bad. I think he gets a lot of stick that he doesn't necessarily deserve. Hanley's actually done a decent job for Scotland over the years. He's had the odd bad performance, but I mean, let's be honest, who hasn't in a Scotland shirt? We can't sit here and say that all these players have been great for us over the years, because they haven't been. I know, look, McTominay, everybody wanted to rant and rave about McTominay while he was scoring all those goals, but there was a period of time where McTominay was not good in a Scotland shirt. So, I thought Hanley was decent. I'm going to give him a 6. I'm going to give Hanley a 6. Robertson, apart from the goal, I wasn't that impressed. Again, some of his crosses weren't great, but look, he got the goal, the important winner. So I am going to give Robertson a 7. Gilmore, Billy Gilmore. People saying that he wasn't that good in this game. People saying that he's not been that good for a while and that he's struggling. I mean, I wouldn't say he struggled, but it wasn't his best game. I think we've all seen Billy Gilmore certainly play better for sure. But to me, that he wasn't that bad. I thought the midfield were, as a unit, I thought they were pretty good. I don't think there was a standout player in there. But for me, if I had to pick who I thought was the best, I would probably go with Gilmore. I'm going to give Gilmore a 7. I thought he was, out of the midfielders, I thought he was arguably the best there. So, we'll give him a 7. Right, up next, got Kenny McLean. Just, again, a bit like Hanley, a bit like Ralston. They've got some decent performances in them, but they're just not who I want to see in the starting 11. I'll give McLean a 6. McTominay. It's been a while. It feels like it's been a while since he scored, because we were used to him scoring every fucking game. Remember that run he went on where he literally turned into like Ronaldo and he couldn't miss. He was decent. He had a shot that was saved by the keeper, and then another shot that was tipped onto the post. I'll give McTominay a 7. John McGinn got the opening goal. Again, he was decent. Probably the best game that he's had for Scotland in a while, and not because he was fantastic or anything, just purely because he's not been that good playing for us lately. But look, he got a goal. If he didn't get a goal, I'd probably give him a 6, but he got a goal, so I'll give him the 7. Ben Doak, I thought it was probably his poorest game in a while for Scotland, so I'm going to give him a 6. He got the assist, but other than that, don't think he done that much, to be fair. Lyndon Dykes had chances, had a shot saved by the keeper, had another header saved by the keeper, and I thought for the life of me that was going in. The header where he's like glances it away for the keeper, and the keeper manages to dive over and get not a strong palm on it, but he got enough on it to stop it from going in. That was a really good save. He had that shot where he turned it around and twisted it and shot, and that was pretty good as well. He didn't get the goal, but I felt like his hold-up play, I think Dykes is decent. I don't think he gets enough credit for his hold-up play. I always think we play better with Dykes than we do with Adams. And people can argue is maybe Adams is a better goal threat than Dykes, but to me, Adams doesn't show enough in terms of his goal threat to justify playing him over Dykes. So I've always defended Dykes. I think he is the best option that we have, especially when Shanklin's not banging in the goals. When Shanklin was on form, I think it should have been Shanklin starting. But now that Shanklin can't score for shit at Hearts, I've no complaints with Dykes being the main man up front. I'm going to give Dykes. I mean, he didn't score, but I thought he played well, and I thought he contributed. And on another day, he could have scored. I'll give him a 7. I'll give him a 7. Right, Christie. No, actually, no, that's a bit hard. I'll give him a 6. I don't want to be too generous. Christie, I thought he'd done alright. I'll give Christie a 6. Shankland came on, honestly. Didn't have that much to do. He got into decent areas, but he just never really got that one chance. The ball wouldn't fall for him. And I feel sorry for Shankland, because a lot of times he comes on and he just doesn't really get a chance to do anything. He's just not really... He's there, but he doesn't really get the opportunities. I'll give Shankland a 5. Devlin came on. Thought he'd done okay, but not really enough time to show anything. I'll give Devlin a 5. I'm going to give Gold a 5. I wish Gold would start more games. I've been really impressed with Gold lately. I think with Gold and Doak, that's 2 players that you want to see in the Scotland team. It's players with pace, players with skill, players that you feel like can attack and cause problems for the opposition. So we only got to see Doak start, but I would like maybe in the future to see a starting 11 with both Doak and Gold in it. But then again, if you do that, then does that mean you're going to have to drop a McGinn or a McTominay or something like that? Probably, maybe. So maybe we're not going to get Gold and Doak in the same starting 11, but who knows? I'm going to give Gold a 5, just because I don't think I had enough time to do much. Armstrong, this guy came on, he got flashbacks of the England game. I just do not want this guy to come on. He's been a good player for Scotland, a decent player for Scotland, but I think it's time he moved on. He didn't have enough time to do anything really, but I'll give him a 5 just because it's straight down the middle. And Steve Clarke, look, a great performance I think for Steve Clarke. He set the team up attacking tonight. It paid off. He got the win. It wasn't enough to get us into the top 2, and when you lose your opening 3 games of the group, then that's probably going to be the case, because it's hard to come back for that. But in the last 3, we got a point and then 2 wins, so I got to give him a lot of credit. And I think this Poland game is probably our best performance of the 6 games of the Nations League. This was probably the one performance that I thought was better than the rest. And 2-1 I think flatters Poland. I really do think that we could have won this by a few more goals. I'm going to give Clarke an 8. Really happy with how we played, and I'm just sad that we didn't see this more in the games that really matter, and in the Euros. The major competitions, we get to the Euros and we seem to play shite-bag football, where he doesn't seem to go for it. I mean, the way we played tonight, why couldn't we play against Hungary and Switzerland like this in the Euros? That's all we're asking. That is all we're asking, because I believe that the way we played tonight, if we play like this against those 2 teams, I think we get into the last 16. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. And we can't change the past now, it's done. But Steve Clarke, he'll have another chance to get it right for the World Cup, and I think he deserves that chance. And we'll see what he can do. Like, I'm a massive Steve Clarke fan. I've been a little bit obviously upset with what I've seen for Scotland over the past 18 months, but make no mistake about it, this was the guy I wanted to get the Scotland job. I was so impressed with what he did at Kilmarnock. Manager of the year, both seasons for me at Kilmarnock, rightfully so. The achievements that he got there, points-wise, and the calendar year where he outscored everybody else in the league, that's insane to do that with a Kilmarnock team. So, look, Steve Clarke, I think he's the right man for the job, but he needs to get it right for the World Cup qualifiers, because he's had 2 major tournaments now, the Euros, and we've been disappointing in both. And I think it's now time that he gives us something to be really proud of, and that would be, in my opinion, getting to a World Cup. So we'll see what he does in the qualifiers, guys. But that's it. Let us know what you thought down below. For me, John Souttar was the standout man, but also really impressed with Craig Gordon, who would have had a clean sheet if it wasn't for a unsavable strike for the Poles. So yeah, that's my player ratings. Steve Clarke an 8, Gordon an 8, and I'm going to give John Souttar the 9, because he's the big man at the back. He's the best centre-back that we have, and that was a quality cross for the Andy Robertson winner. So there's my ratings, guys. Catch you in the next one. Peace.